Welcome, football fans, to this NFL Week 9 preview on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you hit that like button as I'm previewing all the upcoming games here in Week 9 of the 2024 NFL season. And we're starting off with Thursday night prime time, where the Houston Texans, 6-2 on the season, will travel to take on the 2-6 New York Jets. And this New York Jets team is reeling, losing 5 straight games coming into this Thursday night football matchup. But they open up as 2-point favorites in this one, and they're hoping that quarterback Aaron Rodgers can really help get things going on this offense that's been inconsistent all year long. And we see they're ranked 24th overall on offense, with 30th in rushing offense and 13th in passing offense, including 25th in scoring. So they're going to have to improve, definitely get some consistency, not only in the running game, but also the passing game. And they're hoping that newly acquired wide receiver Davante Adams can start building a little bit more rapport with Aaron Rodgers now in his third week with the team. But speaking of wide receivers, the Texans are dealing with a lot of injuries at the wide receiver position, and now this Houston Texans offense will come in without wide receiver Stephon Diggs, who suffered a torn ACL and now will miss the rest of the 2024 season, and wide receiver Nico Collins is still on injury reserve as he's trying to recover from a hamstring injury. So that means that wide receiver Tank Dell and tight end Dalton Schultz will have to step up for CJ Stroud and this Houston Texans offense, as they rank 9th overall, 18th in rushing offense, and 8th in passing offense, and 14th in scoring. So they're hoping that those numbers really propel them to a victory here on Thursday Night Football, but they'll go up against a stingy, tough New York Jets defense that ranks 4th overall as far as total defense and 17th against the rush, 2nd in passing defense, so almost the best in the league, and 11th in scoring defense. So CJ Stroud is really going to have to find some balance on that offense to hopefully get the victory here, as Tim Reynolds Show is going with the underdog, as I believe the Houston Texans will get the victory in this one, with quarterback CJ Stroud leading the way. Even though all the injuries, I think that they'll get the win here, which means the New York Jets will be reeling, moving to 2-7 on the year, and more than likely ending their playoff chances for the 2024 NFL season. And then, guys, moving on to our Sunday slate of games here in Week 9, we'll start out with the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills, and we see a division matchup here with these two teams, as the Bills come in 6-2 and the Dolphins come in at 2-5. But good news is that quarterback Tua Tagovailoa came back last week and looked really good for this Dolphins offense, but they weren't able to get the win. So now we'll try to see some better consistency coming from Tua and this offense, as they can hopefully outscore this Buffalo Bills team that's led by quarterback Josh Allen, who's got 14 touchdowns and only 1 interception on the year. And they've got really good balance going too, with James Cook really doing very well and the running game doing very well for this Buffalo Bills team. And I believe that Tim Reynolds Show is picking the Buffalo Bills to win this matchup against the Miami Dolphins. Sorry, Dolphin fans out there from my family and friends, but hey, I really do think that the Buffalo Bills are the better team. They come into this one as 6-point favorites, and Tim Reynolds Show is rolling with them to get the victory here in Week 9. And then next up, guys, we got the Dallas Cowboys taking on the Atlanta Falcons, and the Falcons open up as 2.5-point favorites in this one, with quarterback Kirk Cousins having a terrific week last week. He's hoping to continue that and get wide receiver Drake London going, and also keep tight end Kyle Pitts hot after he had his first career 2-touchdown reception game last week against the Bucs. But this Dallas Cowboys team is relentless, is tough, and even though they're 3-4 on the season, they're a lot better than their record indicates. But this defense has been so poor, been giving up gashes on the running game early on in this season, and that's really going to probably go to the Atlanta Falcons' benefit, as they not only have a guy in Kirk Cousins that can pass the ball very well, but their rushing offense, led by running back Bijan Robinson, is actually very well, as they got a two-back punch, a 1-2 punch with Algier and Robinson in that backfield. And Tim Reynolds Show is rolling with the Atlanta Falcons in this one, as I believe they'll improve off that 5-3 record coming into this game as 2.5-point favorites, and I think they'll really be able to take care of the Cowboys here in Week 9. Next up, we got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to take on the Cincinnati Bengals, and the Bengals are 0-4 at home. So can they get a win at home against a Raiders team that comes in 2-6 on the year and has been very bad on offense, as now quarterback Gardner Minshew is the new starter after we see Aiden O'Connell went out with the thumb injury a couple weeks ago, and the Raiders did not look good last week on offense, and I expect that to continue in this game, as we see the Cincinnati Bengals defense has been improving a little bit here week after week, but it's all going to depend on health, I believe, for Joe Burrow and the Cincinnati Bengals team, as we see that T. Higgins, the wide receiver, is questionable to play in this one, and also Orlando Brown Jr., the fantastic offensive tackle, is also questionable in this game, game. So those are some big question marks for the Cincinnati Bengals offense. But Joe Burrow is doing very, very well this season with 15 touchdown passes, and you know he's going to try to get the ball to Jamar Chase, who's got 674 yards and 7 TDs on the season thus far. And hey, Tim Reynolds Show is going to roll with the favorite in this one, as I believe the Cincinnati Bengals, who open up as 7-point favorites in this one, will get the victory and get their first win at home in the 2024 NFL season over the Las Vegas Raiders. And then next, guys, we got the Las Vegas Chargers, or I should say the LA Chargers, taking on the Cleveland Browns. And the Cleveland Browns come off of a big upset win over the Baltimore Ravens last week, where we see quarterback Jameis Winston was voted the AFC Offensive Player of the Week for his performance with over 300 yards and 3 touchdowns to get the win against the Baltimore Ravens. So can the Browns continue their winning ways with quarterback Jameis at the helm? I don't know, because this tough Chargers team, led by Justin Herbert, who's been really balling out over the last 2 weeks, really helping out with, led by rookie wide receiver McContney, who has had a couple of very, very good back-to-back games, has now 4 TDs on the year. And you know the running game with J.K. Dobbins is always going to be good for a Harbaugh-led football team here. And I believe that the Chargers, who open up as a 1.5-point favorite in this one, will get the victory over the Cleveland Browns. Psych! That's right, guys. I'm going with the upset here. I think the Cleveland Browns are going to get the win in this one, as I believe in what this offense has been able to do with quarterback Jameis Winston, and I think that he's going to make all the difference in this one and get the Browns back-to-back victories for the first time all year long. And then, guys, next up, we see the New England Patriots at 2-6 traveling to take on the 1-6 Tennessee Titans. And guys, not much to go over in this one, except that rookie quarterback Drake May not start this one for the New England Patriots, as he's still going through concussion protocol, but there is a chance he could return and start this game, as right now the Tennessee Titans open up as a 3.5-point favorite in this one, with quarterback Mason Rudolph playing pretty good football the last couple weeks. I really do think that this Titans team has a chance to defeat this New England Patriots team, but I'm not rolling with the Titans, man. They just got obliterated by the Detroit Lions 52-14 last week, so I expect this New England Patriots team to really have momentum coming off of their upset win against the New York Jets last week, and I think they'll get their 3rd win of the season, as we see the Tim Reynolds Show is predicting the New England Patriots will get the upset victory in this one. And guys, next up, we're seeing the Washington Commanders travel to take on the 2-6 New York Jets, and the Commanders are already 6-2 on the season and look like they're well on their way to winning their division, going up against a division foe here in the New York Football Giants. And man, this New York Giants team has not looked good all year long, especially on the offensive side, as quarterback Daniel Jones has been struggling all year long to get some consistency going, not only in the run game, but on the offense in general. And on the other side, we see a very, very consistent offense with the Washington Commanders, led by rookie quarterback, rookie sensation Jalen Daniels, who already has 7 TDs on the year and some good rushing yards, as he has a really good balance here for this Washington Commanders offense, who is led by running back Robinson Jr., who has 461 yards and 6 TDs on the ground already. And scary Terry McLaurin, balling out the last few weeks, already has almost 600 yards receiving and 4 touchdowns on the year, as the Washington's opening up as a 4-point favorite in this one. And Tim Reynolds Show is going with the Commanders in this one, as the rookie sensation continues to wow the NFL and football fans around the country with his play, and I believe that he'll get his team to 7-2 after this win against the New York Giants. And then, guys, next up, we see an NFC South battle as the 2-6 New Orleans Saints travel to take on the 1-7 Carolina Panthers, and New Orleans opens up as a 7.5-point favorite in this one, especially after finding out that quarterback Derek Carr could return for this New Orleans Saints offense, which is much needed, as this Saints offense has been abysmal, not being able to put up a lot of points the last few weeks, especially after opening up the season, the first 2 weeks of the season, scoring 91 points, and I don't even think they've made it to that plateau yet up into this week 9 as far as total points scored to this point for this New Orleans Saints offense. So Derek Carr hopefully is going to make things better for not only Chris Olave, but Alvin Kamara, and for that whole offense in general. And the defense has been playing very, very good football this season, even though they have a 2-6 record, and I expect this defense to take care of quarterback Bryce Young and this Carolina Panthers offense that's been suspect at best, not being able to do anything consistent on offense whatsoever, and they're giving up a lot of plays on their defense. So I believe the New Orleans Saints will get their 3rd win of the year in this one and beat their NFC South rivals, the Carolina Panthers. Then, guys, next up, we see the Denver Broncos at 5-3 traveling to take on the 5-3 Baltimore Ravens. After the Ravens lost against the Browns last week, a bit of a surprise, we see Baltimore opens up as a 9 1.5 point favorite in this one, with reigning MVP Lamar Jackson looking like he's ready to get the MVP once again, which will be his third in his career. But running back Derrick Henry might have something to say about that, as he already almost has 1,000 yards rushing with 946 yards and 9 touchdowns on the ground thus far. We see Derrick Henry, the running back, is a legitimate MVP candidate heading into this week 9 of the 2024 NFL season. And we also see this Baltimore Ravens team acquired another weapon from the Carolina Panthers at the wide receiver position, as wide receiver Deontay Johnson joins the team after Baltimore was able to make a trade for the wide receiver. And now we see them going up against a very stingy Denver Broncos defense that has been one of the best in the NFL this 2024 NFL season thus far. And I really do think that that can make a big difference in this one. But you know I'm rolling with the Baltimore Ravens in this one. After coming off of that loss, you know they're going to be a lot more focused in this one. And even though the Denver Broncos have a tough defense, I think rookie quarterback Bo Nix, even though he's playing better, is going to struggle against this Baltimore Ravens defense that is very, very stingy and also good at getting to the quarterback. So I believe the Baltimore Ravens will get the victory in this one over the Denver Broncos to improve to 6-3 on the season. Then next up, guys, we see the Chicago Bears taking on the Arizona Cardinals. The Cardinals got the victory over the Miami Dolphins in Miami last week as they get back-to-back victories for the first time this year, heading into this game at home where the Chicago Bears are coming off of a failed Hail Mary blunder from the team, where we see Jalen Daniels be able to score on a Hail Mary to get Washington the win, and the Bears come in here off of that awful loss as they're hoping to bounce back against the Arizona Cardinals team that's looking pretty good. Kyler Murray, 11 touchdown passes and only 3 interceptions thus far early on the year, and they're hoping to keep James Conner running the ball very, very well to keep the consistency going on this offense, as the Arizona Cardinals open up as a 1.5 point favorite in this one. And I believe the Cardinals will get things done against the Chicago Bears team that hasn't really been consistent for us all year long. And now I think the really bad coaching decisions that have been happening as of late are really going to come back to haunt this team, and I believe the Arizona Cardinals are going to get the victory here in week 9. Then next up, guys, for the 4 o'clock slate on Sunday, we see the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers in the NFC North Division rivalry matchup there at Lambeau Field, and it could be a game time decision for quarterback Jordan Love of the Green Bay Packers after he suffered a groin injury in last week's game. But all indications are that he should be able to play this game, but we'll have to wait to find out on Sunday, as right now the Detroit Lions are opening up as a 3.5 point favorite in this game, with MVP candidate quarterback Jared Goff balling out thus far this season with 13 touchdown passes and only 4 interceptions on the year. But it's the running game for the Green Bay Packers, led by Josh Jacobs, who has 667 yards and 3 touchdowns on the ground, that could be all the difference in this one if the Packers are able to play consistent run and pass options on their offense. I really do think that can make all the difference. But with how good this Detroit Lions team has been playing, not only on defense, but especially on the offensive side of the ball, with David Montgomery and Gibbs balling out for the backfield and Amon-Ra St. Brown doing his thing, I believe that reigning MVP candidate, or I should say MVP candidate Jared Goff, it will get the victory here for the Detroit Lions in this one here in week 9 of the 2024 NFL season. And then, guys, going to our next game here, where we see the Philadelphia Eagles hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Eagles 5-2 on the year, with an MVP candidate of their own in running back Saquon Barkley with 766 yards on the year and 5 TDs on the ground. I really do think that Saquon Barkley could be all the difference in this one, especially with the Jacksonville Jaguars dealing with some injuries on the offense, with standout rookie wide receiver Thomas Jr. possibly being out for the next few weeks as he deals with a hamstring injury. And I really do think that the injuries are going to be what the difference is, as the Eagles open up as a 7.5 point favorite, and I believe that they will get the victory in this one to improve to 6-2 on the season. Then next up, guys, here on this Sunday slate, we see the Los Angeles Rams at 3-3, or 3-4, I should say, traveling to take on the 4-4 Seattle Seahawks. And the Seahawks are hoping to get some home cooking after they weren't really, really good last week. And we see quarterback Geno Smith, who leads the league in passing yards right now with 2,197, is hoping to get things going, as he has 8 TDs but 7 interceptions already on the year. So he's hoping to turn the turnovers down and get this offense going a little bit more for the Seattle Seahawks and DJ Metcalf as well. But with this Rams offense now being at full strength, with wide receivers Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp being back in the lineup for quarterback Matthew Stafford, I think that's going to make all the difference for the Rams, who open up as a 1.5 point favorite in this one. And Tim Reynolds Show is rolling with the Rams in this one to get the upset victory, or I should say, get the victory there against the Seattle Seahawks in week 9. Then next up on Sunday Night Football, guys, we see the Indianapolis Colts taking on the Minnesota Vikings. And guys, this is going to be a very, very good matchup with veteran quarterback Joe Flacco, now the starter for the Indianapolis Colts after quarterback Anthony Richardson was benched for the veteran. I could see a very, very more consistent Colts offense coming into this game, but with the Minnesota Vikings defense playing as good as they've been playing all year long, that could be tough sales for the veteran quarterback heading into this one, as right now we see the Minnesota Vikings are opening up as a 5-point favorite in this Sunday Night Football matchup, and I believe that Aaron Jones and Sam Darnold and the boys on that offense are going to get things cooking, especially with Justin Jefferson, who's already got 5 TDs on the year and 646 yards receiving. I expect things to continue for this consistent Vikings offense as they hope to get back to their winning ways after losing 2 straight after starting the season out undefeated at 5-0. They hope to get the victory here, and Tim Reynolds Show is going to roll with them on Sunday Night Football to get the win to improve to 6-2 on the season. And then, guys, last up, we got Monday Night Football, where we see my Tampa Bay Buccaneers traveling to take on the undefeated 7-0 Kansas City Chiefs. The Bucs come into this one 4-4 after a tough loss against the Atlanta Falcons last week at home after missing both of their top wide receivers, with wide receiver Mike Evans being out with a hamstring injury at least until week 12 after the team's bye, and wide receiver Chris Godwin out for the year after dislocating his ankle and having to have surgery. So, after that tough loss last week, this Buccaneers team led by quarterback Baker Mayfield, who leads the league in touchdown passes with 21. He hopes to continue that and get this offense rolling with rookie running back Bucky Irving looking like one of the best guys to make guys miss in the backfield at the running back position, as he's been a very, very good weapon for this Buccaneers offense, but the turnovers have been the problem for the Buccaneers all season long, and they hope to really make amends to that, as Baker Mayfield now has 9 interceptions on the year and has at least 3 games this year with multiple interceptions, so he's hoping to improve off of that and get the ball to some of his newer weapons that he has to go to, especially tight end Cade Otton. And we see the Kansas City Chiefs open as 9-point favorites in this one, which is a big spread in this one for the Kansas City Chiefs, but they're undefeated, so I guess that's to be expected, especially with quarterback Patrick Mahomes hoping to get some more better play going for this Kansas City offense, as he only has 8 TDs on the year, but 9 interceptions himself, so he's hoping to really change that around, especially with newly acquired wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins, who they hope will get more involved this week against the Buccaneers. And also congratulations to Travis Kelce on National Tight End Day, as he got his first touchdown of the season last week, and congratulations to him. But guys, I'm rolling with my Tampa Bay Buccaneers in this one, as I believe they'll be able to handle the Kansas City Chiefs and give them their first loss of the season, but it's all going to depend on the turnover battle. If the Bucs can be consistent in the running game and not turn the ball over, I believe that they'll be able to make enough plays to get the victory in this one, as I believe they'll get the upset win over the Kansas City Chiefs on Monday Night Football. And guys, this has been your NFL Week 9 preview on Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys hit that like button and like and subscribe to Tim Reynolds Show for more NFL content throughout the 2024 season, and college football content, and NASCAR race reviews and WWE show reviews right here on this sports entertainment channel, Tim Reynolds Show. Make sure you guys like and subscribe to the channel. Peace out.